Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. I'm right now in Italy. I just came back from Tuscany. I'm on the way to the Amalfi Coast to take photos. I love Italy. It's amazing. Last week, I took a photo that I've been waiting for 15 years. When I originally saw this photo 15 years ago, I dreamed about getting it. But it's a hard photo because you have to shoot right into the sun. I want to give you a couple of tips of how to get the best out of shooting to the sun. I also came up with a great book on Lightroom. It's called The 5 Steps to Natural Drama. It's something you can use on your own RAW files to go through these 5 steps and get the best out of your RAW file. The book is completely free. You can get it by watching the replay of a webinar that I did in Tuscany, where I give you really some cool tricks. The first one is how to get great photos during bad weather or no light or you can't stay for the sunset. The second tip I give you is how to find your voice as a photographer. You know, when you're on Instagram and you're seeing somebody's work and you didn't even see his name and you know it's blah, blah, blah's photo, he's got a style, he's got a voice. Well, how to do that, how to achieve that, so important as an artist. And the third one is I want to show you a demonstration of the natural drama. But for now, let's go back to Tuscany. Let me show you one of my favorite photos for the last 17 years. All right, I'm going to show you something that I've been wanting to do for 17 years. So 17 years ago, I looked at what is the best photos of Tuscany, and this place kept coming up called the Barcellona Farmhouse. It's actually a beautiful hotel, and it's got this little path there of living lines here like this. And I was always amazed. Oh wow, this one's even very nice with the flowers. And I've always wanted to get that shot, and I was hoping to get that shot with a really good sunset. And so here I am at the farmhouse, and this is what it looks like when I arrived. And I was like, it was so overcast. It was so overcast. And then, but there is a case when you have a lot of clouds above you, and if for some reason you get at the horizon line, you get less cloud, something incredible can happen. And this is what it started to look like. So you see, I started seeing an opening here, which was amazing, meaning if the sun would come here, maybe it would light up the whole sky and it would be really, really red, which is really what I wanted. So I waited, and check this out. And I want to show you because it goes really fast, and the best tip to get it. So I was so afraid to lose it that I went straight on HDR because here is what happened. So boom, this is the first photo where it starts to look like something. But what I was hoping for is that the sun was going to pierce and light a little bit the valley, because right now it's a nice sky, but this is not lit, right? So I waited, and let's see here. And now I'm starting to do HDR. So a normal photo, an underexposed photo, and an over photo. And then look at my settings. Here I am at f8, right? I started at f8, which actually turned out to be the best for this photo, because you will see I tried so many things. I was so afraid to lose it. So normal photo, overexposed, underexposed photo, and I was just shooting literally every 5 seconds. But what I wanted was the valley you see here now it starts to light. We start seeing something in the valley. So look at this, and I actually really like the glow. So that's the underexposed photo. That's the overexposed photo. That's that's the normal photo. That's the underexposed photo, and that's the overexposed photo. And so I gave a 1 star to this one because I thought it would be good. So then I was like, okay, I kept on shooting, and I changed my settings. I went to f16. Now I'm at f16, and you see I get this starlight effect. But when the sun is so big and you're zooming in, because I'm at 42 millimeters, which is much tighter than I usually am. I thought there was too much flare at f16. I wanted to get the starlight effect, but it was too much flare at f16. And then I was hoping, sometimes the best photo is when the sun hits the horizon, because you just get a little starlight. But the problem is that, let's see here, let's move forward in time. So I'm still at f16 and I'm getting the starlight effect, and I can't really see it on my screen. It's only when I went back home and I looked at it on Lightroom. I'm not going to bore you with every single photo, but for me this is a little too much of flares, because you see it gives flares here. I don't know, I just didn't like it so much. And now the sun starts going down. Let's go a little further. It starts going down. But you see, I'm losing the valley. This was my favorite. I prefer the one at f8 because there was less flare, And so that's a normal exposure, underexposure, and overexposure. So what I did is I select all three photos, I right click, I go to Photo Merge HDR, and I auto align, not auto setting, but I auto align, and then deghosting amount I put on high because there was a bit of wind, and the deghosting is going to help, making sure that you don't have leaf that looks like ghost between photos. So now this is the HDR version. You see it's a stack. So I'm going to give a 5-star to the HDR version, and then I'm going to give a 4-star to the normal version. And look what I usually do. So what I do is I start with the HDR version, and on this one, I'm just going to open the shadows. I'm going to bring down the highlights, but not too much. You see, I don't want that we see that. I think that's really not nice. I'd rather have a glow. And then I'm going to crush my blacks by holding the Option key. I want about that much black. So when you hold on the Option key, you can see in green, what's really dark, what's really 100% dark. So it's Option on the Mac and it's Alt on Windows. And then I'm going to boost my whites, and then I'm going to add some contrast to it. Now I don't like this, the white balance. I think is actually pretty good. Let's see what daylight would give me. Oh, daylight is even nicer. I think I'm going to go for daylight. And what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to create a gradient for the sky. And not this one. I'm going to go, this is one of my presets that I use. I'm going to go double click here. Just going to go to temp. And I'm just going to add a bit of blue, even more, a bit of blue, and lower a little bit the top of the sky. Voila. Okay, I had a couple of, this is a bit of a lens flare that occurred, and this is a bit of a dust, so let's take care of that. And then at this point, what I did is I take a little brush. Oh, also one really cool trick. I shot this with a Sony a7 III. I didn't expect it to be so good, which is only a 12 million pixel camera, which is not good at all. 12 million is not enough because I'm going to make a big print. So what I did then is you can right click and you can go to Enhance, and you can use the super resolution, and that's going to turn this photo from a 12 million to a 50 million pixel. And it actually does a great job because you're really boosting the raw file itself. So not only I'm doing an HDR, but I'm also enhancing into a 50 million photo. So this is the version. Look at the resolution now. It's 8,450 by 5,640 for almost 50 million pixel. And it's really sharp and it's really nice and juicy. I love it. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I just want to enhance a little bit the highlights. So usually what I do on this one is I take a brush and I just want to I want to dodge the valley a little bit so we can see a little more. See? So I zoom in and I just add a bit of exposure, and here I just want to dodge that, make this a bit brighter. Make sure you don't go over 0.50 on this one. And let's see, not maybe 100%. Let's go back to fit here. And then I want to make this a bit brighter. And then voila. And sometimes what I do is, so all I'm doing is I'm looking for bright spots and making them brighter. Okay, just to give a little more shape to the hills, right? And I don't want to do too much retouching in this one, just a little bit. Check it out, before the brush stroke, makes quite a difference, And I'm pretty happy with the result, just a very light retouching. One of my favorite photo ever. If you get a chance to go to Tuscany, you can get the link down below. And don't forget to get my latest Lightroom book and watch my live from Tuscany. I'm going to show you some really cool things. The 3 things I'm going to show you is how to take great photos when you don't have light and bad weather. The second, I'm going to show you a really cool trick to find your voice as a photographer. And third, I'm going to show you more about my natural drama retouching. Link down below.